The celebration of 100 years in the TVET institutions will also be looking at new changes in the ODM party. They have propositions they want to make to the parliamentary group, that is the ODM parliamentary group. They will be doing that. We have some names that have been given to replace the CS who were appointed by the president to stand in as cabinet secretaries in different areas. That is what we'll be looking at tonight on EBN TV Prime Edition. Welcome. President William Samoei Ruto has reaffirmed his commitment to revitalizing technical and vocational training institutions by ensuring that the TVET Curriculum Development Assessment and Certification Council will regain its role of inspecting curricula in TVET institutions. This responsibility had been transferred to the Kenya National Examinations Council following the disbandment of the TVET CDACC in 2022 during the tenure of former President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Education and Training Curriculum Assessment and Certification Council, CDAC, be reinstated and takes over the role of examining our students, providing exams for our students, because it is the qualified body for it to make sure that our trainers are assessed on skills acquired and competencies achieved rather than on stories told. I think that that's really the basic tenet of why we pushed for TVET. I also must say that I am very proud of what we have decided on recognition of prior learning. It is an important tool of getting more people to be certified, especially when they have skills, especially when they have acquired those skills over time. And there's need for a framework, and I'm very happy that many institutions around Kenya, many TVET institutions, are now implementing that program on recognition of prior learning.
Prime Cabinet Secretary and Acting Cabinet Secretary of Education Musalia Mudavadi joined President William Ruto in closing the celebration of a century of technical and vocational education and training in Kenya at Kabete National Polytechnic. He stated that to keep pace with global changes in science, technology and innovation, the government is committed to strengthening TVET by equipping trainers with sustainable and developmental skills to meet the demands of the job market.
We are taking TVET in the right direction. Your Excellency, I just want to be so grateful. Please be seated. Your Excellency, I just want to be so grateful to you. You have decided to hold TVET, and we have decided to be behind you. And Your Excellency, give us a few years and you will see the difference this space is going to make, not only within our institutions, but for Kenya and internationally, because we have decided as a team to work in this space in the way that you direct us. Your Excellency, when you give me directions, I come and give these people, and I tell them it's not about me, it's about what you have told me to tell them.
The TVET program is training an all-rounder, training those who can capitalize on opportunities externally, and also training those who can capitalize on opportunities here, and over and above that, those who can also be entrepreneurs and generate jobs here. So, in all this, I was emphasizing that this program is so critical, but we also have a very huge population, a young population, and we need to really race against time so that they can get opportunities. But the bulk of the opportunities must be found here, the partnership with our private sector in Kenya. This is where the bulk of our people will go.
I am very delighted to join you at the climax of these celebrations to mark a century of technical and vocational education and training in Kenya. As you may recall, I launched the celebration on 26 March this year, after which the TVET at 100 torch has traveled throughout Kenya, traversing every county in every part of our republic. As it returns to the host institution, the Flame's journey through our country has shown us there is much to celebrate in the history of TVET in Kenya. From the initial government African school in Machakos, which existed informally, the first formal TVET institute was established here in Kabete in 1924. And we couldn't have celebrated 100 years of TVET in a better place than in this Kabete Institute. Before independence, seven others were established in Mawego, Nairobi, Sigalagala,
The Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has instructed security forces in Nyeri to halt the weekly protests witnessed in Karatina town every Tuesday. Gachagua described the violent protests as unacceptable nonsense that should be stopped. Karatina has been the only town in the central region where anti-government protests continue, forcing businesses to close on those days.
What is happening in Karatina is not acceptable. Hatuwezi kubali. Every week iko wakora hapo wanasumbua wanafanya biashara. Polisi wanakuja, mnawafukuza, mnaishia hapo, mnarudi next week, mnafanya hivyo. These characters are known. Hiyo watu wakamatwa wapelekwe kotini. But we cannot accept a situation where criminals wanasumbua watu ya Karatina. And the people who are organizing these things are known. The people who are doing it are known. So, Bwana County Commissioner and your team, please put your best foot forward, bring to an end that nonsense in Karatina. This is a very peaceful county, in a very peaceful region, in a peaceful country. We cannot have anarchy. We cannot have a chaotic situation where thugs and criminals are making it impossible for business people and ordinary Kenyans to go up.
We move to the ODM, where the party has officially released 4 of its leaders who are nominated to be considered for cabinet secretary positions in William Ruto's government. In a statement on Wednesday, July 31st, the party noted that it had received the formal resignations of their leaders from their positions. The party, however, noted that it had not entered into any agreement with the ruling party, that is UDA, maintaining that it was still pushing the opposition agenda alongside other Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition parties.
Meeting under the chairmanship of party leader, His Excellency Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, has today resolved as follows. Number 1, that the party has officially released its officials who were recently tapped by President William Ruto for national duty as cabinet secretaries. I confirm that I have received the resignations of the Honorable John Mbadi as the national chairperson of ODM, the Honorable Opiyo Wandayi as the Secretary for Political Affairs, His Excellency Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya, and Honorable Hassan Ali Joho as Deputy Party Leaders of the party, and lastly, Beatrice Askul Moe, who has resigned today as a member of the party's Elections Committee. Secondly, we reiterate that there is no agreement of any nature between ODM and Kenya Kwanza. ODM therefore remains a member of the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition and will continue to play its role as a member of the opposition alongside other parties to push for accountability, transparency and equity in governance and public affairs. Thirdly, that in the wake of the vacancies occasioned by the nominations of these members to cabinet, the party shall be embarking on wide consultation among its membership in order to fill those vacancies.
Now, the party has announced new changes to its parliamentary leadership structure after some of its senior members were recently nominated as cabinet secretaries in President William Ruto's government. The changes were announced by Party Secretary General Edwin Sifuna in a statement to newsrooms on Wednesday after ODM's Central Management Committee held a meeting chaired by Mr. Odinga.
Affairs. Thirdly, that in the wake of the vacancies occasioned by the nominations of these members to cabinet, the party shall be embarking on wide consultation among its membership in order to fill those vacancies. 4, that as far as the vacancies in the party's parliamentary leadership occasioned by the same nominations, the party will be proposing to the Azimio PG, that's a parliamentary group of Azimio, that the Honorable Junet Mohammed take up the role of minority leader vacated by the Honorable Opiyo Wandayi, that the Honorable Millie Odhiambo take up the role of minority whip, that the Honorable Caleb Amisi take up the role of chair of PSC left vacant by Honorable Mbadi, and the Honorable Oundo to take up the seat of vice chair of PIC. 5, that ODM remains committed to the idea of a national conversation to discuss the emerging issues that precipitated the ongoing crisis in the country. Lastly, the ODM fully supports the issues raised by Kenyans, and particularly the Gen Z, and notes that they are neither new nor difficult to understand. The issues including, but not limited to, equity, unemployment, runaway corruption, were raised by Azimio last year. They also came up following the election violence of 2007-2008 and found their way into the Peace Accord as agenda item number 4, but were forgotten as soon as normalcy returned. They have to be dealt with conclusively once and for all in a structured manner within agreed timelines.
ODM party leader Raila Odinga held a private meeting with some ODM leaders likely to take a position left vacant following the appointment of some ODM officials to the cabinet by President William Ruto. During the meeting in Mombasa, which included Mombasa Governor Abdul Swamad Nasir and his Kisii counterpart Simba Arati, they expressed their readiness to take up these positions if the party approves them. The two are expected to take the roles of ODM deputy party leaders.
A number of leaders from the coast who are interested in this position, all of them highly qualified, all of them equally deserving, but we will make a unanimous decision as to who is the first among equals and present him to the party for selection as deputy party leader. But we are emphatic and we are clear and we are demanding that that position of deputy party leader must come from the coast. We don't have much to say other than that. Thank you very much.
Kama vile viongozi wengine walivyotangulia kuzungumza kwamba jambo la kwanza tunashukuru kwa kuteuliwa kwa kiongozi wetu Ali Hassan Joho. Hilo ni jambo ambalo sisi wa Pwani tumelikubali kwa mikono miwili na tunaendelea kumsupport. Na kama vile ambavyo wenzangu wametangulia kuzungumza ni kwamba Hassan Ali Joho alikuwa ndo ni deputy